The knee. Oh, massive mistake by the knee. As they're both really, really good. Oh, yep. Both of those drivers, actually. Both of those drivers.
Oh, they're going side by side. G-Force, they're going side by side. The thing about this battle, they're
Oh, no. No, Beast is out. No, he's not out, but he has had a massive mistake. Oh, he crashes in the pit lane entry. What was that by Mr. Download Drum? Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Indianapolis, a circuit based in America, as you can see by the huge American flag that I'm showing you currently on your screens. This is a track that is very, very challenging, very, very technical, and I'm sure that it will catch a lot of players out today. But yeah, we are now in round number 2 of this PA Community Championship. As we said here in Indianapolis. Do I have it on display? I do. Here we go. So yeah, as we said, America round 2, Indianapolis. We have a few surprises for you today. We will be diving into them in just a few moments. I hope everybody is doing well, and I hope that we can have a good race. Now, I want to introduce you to today's co-commentator that is with me. As always, Mr. GeForce has pulled a GeForce. That's the wrong graphics. He has pulled the G-Force, and he has fell asleep on race time. So, for today, we have Mr. Kian in the commentary box today. Hey, Kian, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Kian GP, and of course, as you said, G-Force has fallen asleep quicker than me when I'm watching the Japanese Grand Prix. So I'm going to be your co-commentator alongside Ro Arthur today for the Indianapolis Grand Prix here. And I'm very excited to be with you today.
It is. I'm so glad that Kian was able to step up and make it for today, because it would have been a very, very alone time for Indianapolis. I'm sure you guys don't really like it when there's just one commentator. I can only do a few things. I'm a human too, you know. So it's just I'm very, very glad to have a very high quality commentator right next to me, Kian. As you guys know, he's also the main commentator for PARC, so he'll be showing us what our colleagues are capable of. So you guys can also go ahead and join them as well. What I also want to say is that the link is now pinned in the live chat, so you guys can go ahead and start joining the server. Whoever joins basically gets to compete. There is no doubt about that. Equal cars enabled as always, the 5K prize pool in here. And before we get into anything, I want to go over the standings, because also Kian is new to this. He hasn't watched the previous race, so let's go ahead and see what's up. As you can see, Kian, we have Wisei, who won the last race. Now, if you're wondering why he has 26 points, that's because he had the pole point as well. So for this season, we have a new pole position point alongside the fastest lap point. So there are 2 points that can be gained outside of the normal championship standings for all our drivers. But yeah, Wisei won this race. Well, the previous race, Beastiva trailed him in second. Mr. Download Drum was in third. And the rest, as you can see right there. So I'm sure that you guys also have a few a few contenders over on PARC from this leaderboard, Mr. Kian. And if it were on you, between Wisei and Beastiva, who would win this championship?
Oh yeah, well, it's a tough say. Wisei is still fairly new to PARC. He's getting the hang of it, and he is quite quick. But last race we saw here in PARC, he struggled. I believe he finished down in 10th or 9th, having struggled the entire race with corner cut penalties, something Beastiva hadn't. He finished inside the top 5. So for this race, I'd say Beastiva, for the championship, that's going to be difficult. Wisei has proven he has got the skill to become a champion. He is incredibly quick, and we saw that in Silverstone last week when he won. So, for me, I can't tell. Beastiva is probably going to be... Well, Beastiva is probably my favourite to win this championship. Wisei is a close second, but you can never tell. I mean, this could go any way. It's going to be a close fight.
Absolutely.
I can see both of these winning.
Yeah, so that's Kian's opinion right there. I also forgot to start the qualifying session, which was quite weird. Nobody actually commented about that. I'm sorry, guys. Qualifying is now underway. 16 minutes in Indianapolis. That's a good fair bit of time for you guys to start setting some laps. As we can see on our screen, YZIRB, the championship leader currently. Unfortunately, this race, and probably not for the rest of the championship, he decided to not be in those live team radios that we showcased last race. And so it's just going to be one person in today's team radios, and that's going to be Mr. Ratapato. We'll be talking to him in a little bit later, I suppose. But yeah, no Wi-Fi for today. Unfortunately, we won't be able to get his point of view of the race, but all we can do is stand by and watch him. I don't see Bistiva anywhere on the leaderboard, so it could be an easy day for Wi-Fi out there. But yeah, the first valid time set by Sloko. I'm sure that's going to go down by quite a fair bit as well in this qualifying session. Kian, take us over for just a little bit.
Okay, thank you, Arthur. Well, I was quite excited. As you said, Beastover currently isn't on the standings, but guess who I see in there? Moto, who won this race in PARC in season 1. Okay, I'm gonna try my best not to make any PARC references, but as it is one of the biggest leagues, it's a good reference point for me to see who is good here, and Moto is very good here. As I said, he won here in season 1 of PARC, and he came second, I believe, or in third, at the start of the season 2 in PARC most recently. So he is a man to watch. This track itself is great for racing, so it should provide us with an amazing race, amazing qualifying session as well. It's of course, for the people who don't know, the infield of the historical oval where IndyCar now hold their Indianapolis 500 with 15 corners, 10 to the right, 5 to the left. It is very entertaining to watch races here, and we should get a good battle between Waisai, Moto, some other guys in that pack. I see Sloko, I see Steve, I see Ratapato. If Beastover does turn up, we could add another name into that list of potential drivers fighting for the win. It's going to be a fun one. There might be some drivers, though, some drivers that you'd expect to perform here that might underperform here. Speaking of people who are performing, Ratapato, Ratapato had top position in qualifying until Steve and Jerry Paco took over. Oh, Ratapato
Massive
goes
crash.
up and over.
Yeah, massive crash by Ratapato. I'm sure he won't be too happy with that. As you said, he had the pole position time just a few moments ago, but it was stolen by Mr. Steve, did you say? I think his new one for
Steve.
the championship? Yeah. So yeah, as you can see, I said that the times were going to come down just a fair bit, and they are way down there. They have improved from what was originally provisional pole 51.8 by Sloko down into 49.5. So yeah, track evolution and driver skill. Well, track evolution is non-existent, but driver skill, most importantly, has played its massive part into the leaderboard as well. I don't see any Beastiva, which is quite sad, as he could very easily challenge for the championship if he attended. But I do see someone very special who we haven't seen since season 1. Is he even out on track? PA does not let us spectate him, but it's Mr. Ni, last season's championship winner. We'll be spectating with him shortly when PA allows us to. But yeah. We have also Mr. Ni for this race, which makes me very happy. I also do realize there is no DRS on Indianapolis, is there?
No, I don't think so. Yeah, no, there are no DRS zones. Straight line slipstream. Well, first off, the straights are quite small, and second, the slipstream is well, I don't know if there's slipstream in this game, but I guess if there was, you could get a pretty good boost from that. So no, I don't think there are any DRS zones.
That is actually
Um,
a shame because we
so
have the special graphics for DRS, which you guys won't be able to see this race. So that leaves us with just a few more graphics, which obviously will be showcased through the remainder of this race. What we can also see, Kian, is that there are not too many valid laps set, so people are struggling to stay within those track limits. As we saw before, let me pull that up really quickly. We saw Mr. Ratapato absolutely going for it in one of those chicanes with the sausage curbs on the outside. Let me go ahead and pull that clip really quickly, as we will be showcasing the very first replay of this season. Let's have a look at it. So here we are spectating Mr. Steve at the very beginning, and then he resets his car, and then we can see Mr. Ratapato absolutely losing it, going over that sausage curb, flipping, and that was obviously not a great experience for Ratapato there, but that just goes to show that even an experienced driver can not be that great around here.
unlucky for him. He was on a very good lap, but unfortunately for Ratapato, just went a bit too deep, bit too early into that corner, and went up due to the sausage curb. And of course, as you can see on the graphic, new leader Waisai with a 49.2 takes provisional pole position for the United States Grand Prix here at Indianapolis.
Absolutely. We have our provisional pole then at 49.2. Nobody has been able to match that time. As I say that, Beast is in this race. As you can see, Beast has joined Indianapolis. I'm so happy to see that because we're going to have a massive challenge for that win. We have so many competitive players out there today. Wise Eye, Beast, Steve, and Mr. Nee as well, alongside Moto, who still hasn't set a lap time, unfortunately. Oh, actually he has, 50.0. But that's not the greatest lap time. I'm sure we can all agree about that. But the top 5 is just filled with so many competitive players. It's just going to give us an amazing race, isn't it?
Yes, indeed. Beastiver now, as you said, in this server, which means we've got more people fighting for the win, or hopefully more people fighting for the win. Beastiver now finally awake, unlike GeForce, and
Nice.
is now ready to fight. He's got a championship. Sure, it's only round 2, but he's got a championship to fight for. He's got a championship that he is going to fight for because, well, it's the Beast. You can never go a championship without seeing him fight for one. And so now Waisai still on that provisional pole with Beastiver, Moto down in 5th, as you said, with a 50.0. And, well, not the greatest lap, but he is also not the greatest qualifier. He is much better in the race, and I am expecting that from him. So it's going to be very exciting for this race. Hopefully, very exciting. And you can watch it all live on Ro Arthur's YouTube channel. So you might as well hit that like button and subscribe because he would appreciate it a lot.
What a segue by Mr. Kian there. And I'm so ecstatic, super happy that Kian stepped up and is here today with us. I'm just so glad that I was able to rely on him for this race. So far, he's been delivering. What do we think, guys? I think Kian is great. I think he's great at his job. Yeah, glad to have him alongside what will be an absolutely epic race. And what is showing us that, what the proof of that so far is that look at the top 10. They are all within, 1.5 seconds. So that it's just going to be incredible. I just can't wait to get this race started. We have a few people who still haven't set a lap time. People like Poco and Nee, who are fairly known in PA. So far, very unlucky for both of them. Hopefully, they can be able to recover in this qualifying session. As soon as they possibly can.
Oh, I just saw an Alpine go up and over 2 wheels over the curb, over the sausage curb, going, yeah, I think it was him. 2 wheels over the sausage curb into turn 1. Almost a massive crash, similar to the one Ratapasso had just a few minutes ago.
We're going to see lots of those, aren't we? Those sausage curbs are incredibly deadly from what we've seen so far. Hopefully it doesn't catch out too many drivers because I'm sure some of them will have prepared for today. As always, the 5,000 Robux prize pool will be shared between the top 3 championship contenders at the end of the season. First place should be getting around 3,000, second place 1.5, or maybe more than that, and third place 500. So that will be very great to see. As we see, Zorn, I'm sure I butchered that, with no front wing. That's definitely not going to help him around his challenge for the pole position. Not quite sure why he isn't pitting yet, but yeah, that's where we are so far.
Oh, and yet another one, another car up
Yep.
into the air. That was the Ferrari of Pocanaldo.
Exactly. So yeah, we're seeing so many people get hit by those sausage clips today. That is not going to be great news for any of our drivers actually today. So yeah, it will be quite the race to see with those sausage curbs basically lurking around everywhere. Let's have a look at it again. I think I'm going nuts with this replay feature. So here we go. Through turn 1, we're discussing about Zuron's no front wing. And here we can see Polko absolutely losing it on the sausage curb. He still hasn't set a valid time, which is... that's not going to please him too much, I'll bet you that. But he still has a bit of time in this qualifying session, doesn't he?
He does. You can just see what I like about these incidences is that you can see, as Nee sets his first valid lap, and he's the last place driver to set a lap under a 50-second lap time. A 49.9 for Nee. And as I was saying, it's and Beastover now taking pole position. We took pole position of 49.1. They're so close. It's so close between him and Ysai. Look at the lap time. 100th of a second in between the two.
Yeah, we absolutely missed that looking over at that sausage curb fail. But yeah, that's on both of us. Beastiva getting the spotlight he deserves. Finally, and Wiseye again, 48.9. Yet again, new provisional pole position for Wiseye right there. That is so close, just like Kian said. Thankfully, we did not miss this one, as we got yet another lead change for that sweet pole position. Those drivers are giving it absolutely everything out there.
And that was an incredible lap as well, of 48.9, the only person to get into the 48s. What a quick lap from Ysai. Got to give it to him. Steve goes up. I think that was Steve that went up a bit, or was it Dustin? I have no clue. But I want to quickly say about the Pocanaldo incident. I love how these drivers are pushing so hard. A lot of these guys are going up into the air because of the sausage curbs. That just tells you how hard they're pushing it to get a fast lap. Moto here now. He's still in 5th, but he is pushing like a madman, failing, getting a lot of invalid laps, but he is pushing as hard as he can. There's a nickname we call the reigning winners in PARC here. We call them the King of America, whoever wins the United States Grand Prix. And here, well, he is one of them. He is incredibly quick at this track. But oftentimes, you fail to set laps at tracks you're really good at because you're just pushing that little bit too hard. Speaking of Moto, there's some debris off at the exit of the second to last corner. Moto crosses the line to, I don't know whether he's starting or setting a lap. I think he set a lap. Yes, he did. He's going slow into the first few turns. It wasn't enough to improve. It's 400ths of a second behind Dustin in 4th. Really good lap from him, but now he's going into the pit lane in reverse.
You know why he's doing that, Kian? It's because absolutely anyone can join, and if he decides to, press space and reset his car, then someone else will take his garage. So he just needs to make sure that he doesn't exit his car. He minimizes all the time that he needs for this qualifying, and I'm sure lots of people do that. Also, I was asked that there is a cut in turn 1, and if the drivers are allowed to do that. I'm actually not quite sure how big the cut is. Basically, if it goes, how do you call it, under the sausage curb, so more inside than that sausage curb, then it's not allowed. If it's near the sausage curb, then it's allowed, I guess. But let me showcase what I'm saying to you guys on stream. So we have Dustin here. We're on board with him. Let's see if he does a cut. He does not do a cut. He actually misses that corner. That is the commentator's curse then. But basically, if you cut under that sausage curb, it's not allowed. If you're still on tarmac, then it's allowed.
Yeah. So for the people who may not have understood the first part, and that's not me being rude, by the way. Basically, yeah. As Arthur said, don't cut on the inside of the sausage curb. You could probably go over the sausage curb and not get an invalidated lap, but you'd probably also die doing so. So stay on the outside of the sausage curb.
Basically, make sure that one of your tires is touching the tarmac. And if we see someone doing it repeatedly, we will have to disqualify him, as we see a car just, yeah, absolutely giving it everything out there. As I said, those drivers are really pushing hard, and sometimes they're pushing too hard, and it really just goes to show the nerves that are required. Also, Wiseye did improve his lap. He's down to a 48.7. So that's great to see by him. He's just improving and improving in this qualifying session. Let's see if he can set a better lap. What was that by Beast Diva? He did not follow your advice there, Kian. He did not follow your advice.
No, he did not. And it's very costly at a time like this. 20 seconds left in qualifying. You cannot afford to make a mistake like that. And well, that's Beast Diva's qualifying over. He is not getting pole position. Someone who probably is getting pole position is Wiseye, who improved on his original provisional pole lap. He is now going to be on pole, and right before we look at the replay of that crash, we must see the end of this qualifying session. Who's going to get pole? Well, it's probably going to be Wiseye. Beast of Us qualifying is over.
Absolutely. Let me go ahead and pull up the leaderboard real quickly. As you can see, everybody has been invalidating apart from Dustin. Will be getting his sector 2 time relatively soon. Yeah, so he has also invalidated.
Oh, red.
Yeah. That means that we have our final qualifying order, perhaps. We see a change actually over there. I'm not sure who that was, but congratulations to whoever improved. Guys, start heading to the grid so we can start this race. This is the final qualifying grid then. Go ahead and just line up for the race.
Well, whilst everyone is lining up for the race, you can see on the leaderboard right there, there's your qualifying results. Wiseye takes pole position from Beast Diva, and then on the second row, Steven, Dustin, Moto, Jerry Paco, Auto Hybrid, Knee, Pocanaldo, and SRB. That's your top 10 for this race.
Yeah. And once again, the cut is not allowed. Let's go ahead and announce it as well. Turn 1 cut is not allowed. Just in case someone is not watching the stream, we need to be ready for that as well. But yeah, we'll be starting fairly soon. Wiseye was spamming me to check my DMs. He was the one calling it out that we should probably announce it in the server as well. So thank you for that as well. 20 current viewers. I'm so glad that everybody's enjoying this stream. Everybody's out here. I'm right alongside Kian for the Indianapolis Grand Prix. As you can see, the drivers are lining up. We have different tire compounds of choice with this new update. If you guys watched my video on the new PA 2024 update, it just brings much better tire balancing. So that means that drivers are able to use other compounds as well, and we can also see that happening on the grid. We have Wiseye in the Ferrari lining up on mediums. That's great to see. Second is Beast Diva with mediums as well. In third, we have Steve with mediums as well. So the mediums are a popular choice alongside the leaders. In P4,
not anymore.
Not anymore. I was just about to say. Go ahead, Kian. Talk us through.
Dustin plays on the softs. He's starting in 4th position. Then in 5th, we have Moto. He is also on softs. So starting to see more red and less yellow. Not more red anymore. Jerry Paco starting on the hards. A choice that not many people like to make often. Auto Hybrid on the softs alongside Knee on the hards as well. So we're seeing more and more of those white tyres, less and less of the yellow tyres. Those are the tyres what the front runners are using more often. Speaking of which, Pocanaldo is on mediums and SRB is on hards.
Yeah. So yeah, as we saw, the softs are not the most popular tire compound used on this grid, which is great to see. It means that the PA 2024 update has absolutely worked in whatever it promised to do, which was bring better tire balancing, and it has absolutely done that. So 48 seconds is basically the pole time. We're just going to base off the race distance from that. I think 33 laps should be good enough. What do you think, Ian?
I'd say 35 is probably good. Because if the lap times are going to be around a minute, let's just say that, then 30 to 35 will probably be good.
Actually, now that I think about it, what is Wise Eye doing? He's going back in the pits. Go ahead and do whatever you have to do really quickly, please, because we're not going to be waiting for a long time. Well, what was I saying? Yeah, so now thinking about it, if the lap times are a minute, but I don't think they will be a minute. I think they'll be like 55 seconds probably,
Yeah.
right?
And a bit of an update, Wisai is now going to the hard compound. The pole man is going to be on hard. Now, as you said earlier, that the PA update has brought better tyre balancing performance between all the tyres. Well, for the viewers watching, you can learn all about that from Ro Arthur's video on the update.
Yep.
By subscribing, liking the stream, maybe even popping a donation if you feel like it. If you feel like being.
Okay, excuse me about that. I just pressed something wrong. I'm sorry, I'm back in. Technical difficulties. Right.
Arthur just left.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Let me start sharing my screen as well to you before we forget. So let me go ahead and do that real quick. That should be good enough
just
for you,
as
right?
Just as I was promoting your channel.
Yep. That was a great moment to lose it, but it's all right.
Amazing.
Yep. 35 laps, as we said with Kian, should be the way to go. And shall we start, Kian? What do you think?
Of course, but before we start, of course I'm gonna do some more promotion. Don't forget that this stream is sponsored by InfoWorks. They're amazing.
And World of Cups.
You can learn. Yeah, and World of Cups. You can learn all about that by also on Ro Arthur's videos. They're all amazing. Yep. So before we start, hope you learn more about them. And I've got nothing else to say, but I think it's time to start.
I do think it's time to start. I think we took a little bit too long, but here we go. I'm going to be starting the lights. As always, PA doing its PA things, not letting us really spectate our leaders, but it should be lights out, and away they go for the Indianapolis Grand Prix. 35 laps. We have Seth in first. I'm not sure that that's supposed to happen. Probably a jump start, but I'm sure that the leaders can get it over with quickly and go ahead and overtake him. As we see, Wise Eye has lost second place to Beast, or has he? No, Beast is right behind him. He is on the mediums, meaning that Beast will have a bit of an advantage in the opening few laps before they go onto those pit stops. Who else? P4 for Steve, that has been downgraded into a P6. He's not going to be too happy about that. In P2, we also have Sloko, maybe another jump starter, or maybe he just perfected that start. I'm not sure, but the leaders should be very quickly able to get past them as they just do that right over now. And we have, in the very beginning of this race, Dustin is now leading this race on the soft hard compound, and right behind him is Seth Woolley with the mediums.
Seth Woolley, I don't know if he jump-started or just became magic there, but it was a pretty good start in the end. Dustin goes a bit deep into the first two turns. Steve is right behind him now. It was a good start for Dustin in the end, a good start for Steve. Not a great start for Wisai. He is now being pressured by his championship rival heading into this round, Beastiver. Dustin plays on the softs, however. It seems like the soft runners might be having the edge for now, but in the long run, being on softs might not be the best idea. Strategy-wise, this is going to be very interesting here to see who will do better, softs, mediums, or maybe even the hard tyres. Dustin Plays leads on lap 3.
Absolutely. We're now into lap number 3. This race should be over before we even know it, and we'll be announcing the next round at the end of the race. So, guys, stay tuned about that. All details will be on my Discord server as well. Make sure to join that through the link in the description. And of course, if you want to contribute to the streams being better and me buying a new setup so I can produce better stream for you guys, do make sure to maybe think about donating through the link in the description, which is Streamlabs. But oh no, our first massive crash. There is lots of vision lag, but Steve, he will not be happy about that whatsoever. That is not great news for Steve, as he gets caught out by those massive sausage curbs that we were talking about all over qualifying. That is not good news for him at all.
No, just went over those sausage curbs like we saw very often in qualifying. That is so unlucky. He was doing really well. He was in second. Well, now he's down to 10th. And that is, well, as you said, he's going to be not happy. It's not great. Here on the replay, let's have a quick look. What happened to him? Yep, just went a little too deep into the corner, hit the sausage curb, and went over. Something we saw very often in qualifying, and something we've now officially seen in the race.
Yeah, and something we've seen officially by someone who was potentially contending for that win by the looks of things, whatever we were seeing before. But yeah, from the looks of things, Wiseye has been able to stay close to Beast. As we said, no DRS available for this race, so the drivers need to do some extra work to stay close to the drivers. Where is Beast? No, Beast made a mistake.
Oh, yeah, down in 6th.
Yep, he probably did. Beast is now down in 6th. He will not be too happy about that. Maybe got caught out by a sausage curb. Maybe he got a penalty. Who knows? We'll never know. But that is absolutely not good news for Beastiva.
As you said, yeah, not good. Speaking of not good, Ratapato, the man we were supposed to be speaking to on the radio, normally he'd be very good, but he's down in 16th. What happened to him? I don't know, but just like some of the drivers normally doing this race, he is struggling.
Let's find out.
Let's go to Ratapato.
Yep, let's absolutely find out what happened. Rata, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Why has this race not gone well for you, man? What's happened?
2 penalties. I have lost 11 seconds. So yeah, that's pretty much.
That's an absolute shame there, Rata. Are you confident that you'll at least be able to score some points today?
No.
No. Okay. Well, that's Ratapata's response right there. Kian, anything you want to say?
Well, I will say one thing, and I'm quoting Ratapato. No.
No. Great. Well,
thanks, Rata.
Yeah, thanks, Rata, for talking to us. We'll probably catch up later during the race. That was Ratapato for you guys, then, ladies and gents, as we're showcasing that live team radio. By the way, this is where Crofty would say, if you are a Sky Glass customer, press that red button on your remote control. No, who's that? Duo IPK getting caught out by yet another sausage curb. Lots of incidents like that today, but where was I? Yeah, Crofty would say, press that red button on your remote control. Unfortunately, this is Roblox. We don't have that much of freedom. But basically, if you do want to be included next race on those live team radios, DM me and we can go through a small verification process, and then you can be included. And we can talk to you live throughout quali and race. Just DM me after the race and we can get it all sorted. Let's have a look then at what happened once again. The very common incident that seems to have been happening lots of times this race well, in just if it does want to reappear, there we go. So yeah, we were having a talk with Ratapato until we saw Mr. Duo, I don't remember his name, Duo iPick, just get caught out by that massive sausage curb. Nothing new, just yeah, not gonna be happy about that.
But as you can see on the leaderboard, Ratapato gained quite a few places from that. He's now up to 12th, which not too bad going. And meanwhile, well, we didn't see this. I don't know whether he's a new leader or he's been leading for a while, but Wiseye is now your race leader here at the United States Grand Prix. He's doing pretty well. He's going pretty strong on those hards. Maybe going onto the hard compound tyre was a good strategic move by Wiseye.
I mean, it sure seems so because Wise is now leading. He's on the best compound from the looks of things. By the way, you don't have to pit through this race. There's no mandatory change needed, so you can, if you want, go for a no-stopper. But I doubt that any drivers will be doing that. They probably will be losing way too much time. But in second, a surprise right there is Auto Hybrid. He's on the softs. Auto Hybrid, we haven't really seen much of him since season 1, and that was in the beginning races. He did not attend the rest, but I'm glad to see him attending in season 2 as well. An old friend of us. If you guys were watching, well, a long time ago, we did another series called the IFR Co-op. Auto Hybrid won that, so it's great to see him being.
I thought he'd spun there.
No, he didn't get caught out by a spin there. But yeah, Auto Hybrid won that, and glad to see him be up there once again. Wiseye, as we said, almost getting caught by that sausage curb. Jesus. But he is safe and sound for the time being.
Speaking of Auto Hybrid, Beastiver's now overtaken. This is a battle to look at. Beastiver right alongside Auto Hybrid, it looks like. Auto Hybrid just edging him out there. And they're side on side, very close together. I think Beastiver's just gonna keep P2. Yes, he is. But a very close battle between the two. It could get very tight as we get onto the straight. Turn 1 is a very good place to make a move. Auto Hybrid is losing a bit of time in that final sector, though.
Yep, Auto Hybrid not doing that well. I'm sure that the softs have started to degrade by now. Beastiva on the far better compound from the looks of things. Looks like Beast is now ahead of Auto Hybrid. No, what's that Ferrari there?
That Wiseye.
That was Wiseye. No. Oh, that is a shame. That is a shame and a half. We were talking about this a few laps ago, that he was still safe and sound, but from the looks of things, he's not safe and sound anymore. He will not be happy about that at all.
Well, that's very, very unlucky from our race leader, who has now crashed. As you can see, he was already off there. Wiseye, what he did was most likely what Beastiver did in qualifying, just go too deep into turn 1, and he goes over. We saw this a lap earlier as well. He made slight contact with the sausage curb and just lost it. But this means that we've got a new leader, and it is Beastiver. And for the championship, this is everything he wanted. Wiseye is down to 6th, and Nee, the reigning champion, is in P4 now.
This is everything and more than Beastiva could have wanted, because now Wiseye will be getting a lesser amount of points, so that means Beastiva could potentially be in the leading position of this championship by the end of the race if he does keep it on track. He gets the fastest lap as well. Who was on pole was Wiseye, so he does get an extra point for that. So that won't be too great for Beastiva, but if he can just keep it on the track, not get caught out by those sausage curbs, I'm sure that he will be so much closer to Wiseye. And that's everything. As you said, I'm going to quote you, that's all that he wanted, plus more, as Wiseye is now fighting to stay within the points.
Well, that was all, and I was going to say that was unlucky from him. Into the pits goes Auto Hybrid, and I think another driver was in there too. Who? I have no clue. But Auto Hybrid
back
into the pits. He was. Oh yeah, he is on softs now. He was in 2nd, now in 9th. Is he going to be doing a 2-stopper? I think so.
That is
going to be interesting.
I'm not too confident about that, actually, Kian. I'm not sure how that's going to end up for him. 13 plus 13, if we do some quick maths, that's 26. So he will probably go for a 2-stopper, because the softs, as we saw, Auto Hybrid just pitted the last lap. They last like 13 laps, so that's an interesting strategic choice there by Auto Hybrid. I'm sure that he knows what he's doing. He probably knows what he's doing. I'm not sure, but we'll find out by the end of the race.
Slowco made a mistake entering that final corner. Dustin's gone past. It was lucky for Dustin. Slowco just went wide heading in that second to last corner, which gave Dustin the run into turn 1, and eventually he got past. Slowco not doing too well anymore.
Yep. Shame to see that on Slocko's side, but what isn't shameful at the very minimum is Beastiva. He is managing it like a beast, if I should say so myself. He has not made a single mistake in this race. He's now 4.6 seconds ahead of everyone. He still has to pit, obviously. I'm not sure. I mean, he probably will, yeah. But that is just some incredible stuff done by Beastiva right there. As we have a couple of cars also being lapped there. That's not great news to see. One of those lapped cars will soon be Seth, so hopefully not by too much. Or I think Rata is already lapped, or is that a glitch in the leaderboard? We'll find out soon. But yeah, Beastiva, what an incredible job so far.
And you mentioned Seth there. Don't know what happened to him, but he was, for a slight moment in time on that opening lap in P1.
Kian, I'm sorry. Kian, oh no, the commentator's curse has struck again. Jerry Payco is now 3/10 behind Beast. We were just saying what an incredible job he was doing, but from the looks of things, he will now be overtaken by the Stake F1 team. Through turn 1, 2, 3, is he now ahead of Beast? Sure as hell seems like it, as he's on the better compound for the time being. Jerry absolutely managing it then there around the outside. He's now ahead of Beastiva, something that Beast did not want to see whatsoever, but that just means more chance of winning for Wiseye and Knee.
Oh, it's so unlucky for Beastiva. I don't know where or when he made a mistake, but Jerry Payco right behind him. And Jerry now leads the race. This could be very close. Wiseye is now only 2 seconds behind Beastiva. And as you can see on the graphic, new leader. And on lap 17, it's Jerry Payco in the Stake Sauber. Beastiva, unlucky, but you can't make those mistakes. You really can't. Wiseye has learned from his lesson. It seems he's gained a lot of time in the last few laps. And that is just unlucky. Unlucky for Beastiva. But also, if you're making those mistakes, which you can't, if you want to win the race, you can't make those mistakes. He now needs to push if he wants to keep a chance at a race win alive. It's almost a second the gap now between him and Jerry Payco.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. I'm not sure what he has been able to pull through these past couple of laps. Maybe he was saving a bit of ERS and he just deployed everything on that last lap. I'm not sure. Maybe the tires, the mediums, are becoming a bit more unusable as time passes out. Although I'm not sure it's that big of a deal, as the softs last 13, mediums should take you safely up to 25 laps. Maybe not in this case. Jerry, as we said, new leader. He has managed beautifully. He has capitalized on Beast's mistake, and he is now leading this race. What an absolutely top job by him.
Yeah, and Beastiva, he was doing a top job as well until he wasn't. He made a mistake. He's now down in second. Dustin is up to third now as well. And it seems like we've got a battle going on between Dustin, Knee, and Wiseye. Could we get Auto Hybrid in it? Well, he's 5 seconds behind. I don't think so. Here's Wiseye. He's just gone past Knee here. They're so close into the final sector. I think Knee's gone into the pits. Yes, he has. He's on the hards. But where is he going to go to now? Softs!
That is...
So, 16 laps on the softs is very difficult. He's going to have to do some magic to work that out. But then again, he is the reigning champion. He could probably do that.
So this 2024 update has for sure given us lots of uncertainty then for this race, because I'm not quite sure what that strategy is by Auto Hybrid. Maybe he's just capitalizing on an undercut to the leaders. Maybe he just wants to do that, get past them, and then he can probably fight later on in the race. But as we saw a bit before, the soft tires last around 13 laps. So this is definitely not going to be great for Auto as we head towards the finish of this race. 15 laps still to go. It's of course it's manageable, but we're still left to see what's gonna happen. Wiseye has stayed out then on the hards. He hasn't pitted yet, I don't think once. He will do that fairly soon, probably. as we head towards the final few stages of this race, as we said before. But Wiseye is now closer to the top 3 than he ever was. But yeah, what an incredible job by Cherry. He is now 4.5 seconds ahead. He's just managing this beautifully, man.
Yeah, he is. Jerry Paco, I have not seen much of him in Project Apex leagues, so this is very impressive. He's holding off Beastiver, and he's creating a gap. It's almost 5 seconds now between him and Beastiver. It is now 5 seconds. Dustin plays right behind him, and so is Wiseye. So everything Beastiver wanted, which was what he got at the start, has now just been destroyed. Wiseye right behind the back of Dustin, who is also right behind the back of Beastiver. You can see they might start to battle. And Beastiver, he's gone down a place. Dustin has gotten past Beastiver, so has Wiseye. I think Wiseye got a corner cut penalty. Maybe something happened. He's slow. Very slow. And Wiseye is now up to second even. He's past Dustin. You can't see it from the vision lag, where you can't see him even moving from the vision lag. But it's a battle for second. It's a big battle for second. And I think Wiseye's won it out. Or has he? Yes, he has.
He has.
Look at how big the gap is now.
How is that gap so big right there? I'm not quite... Did everyone get a penalty? Did everyone make a mistake in those past few corners? I'm not quite sure. But Wiseye is now on top, back into that P2 fighting position, as Jerry has just been increasing and increasing that gap to the leaders. I'm not quite sure how he's doing that. But Wiseye is the fastest guy I know. And
Dustin. Look at Dustin now. He's probably got a penalty as well, or he crashed. He's now down to 6th. He's lost a good 10 or 15 seconds. Don't know what happened to him, but in one lap, he's gone from 5 seconds behind Jerry Paco to 20.
Yeah, it's not the greatest sight to see. What also isn't the greatest sight to see is the vision lag, which I'm sorry guys, but I can't do anything about it. Beastiva is now into the pit lane. Maybe he just saw that strategy was not working out for him. Maybe it's just the mediums wearing out. He's back on the mediums, so let's see what he can do with that. He has just a few more laps to go till the end. The mediums should be a pretty safe compound to take him till the end then. So it's left to see. Who was that? Dustin! What is going on?
Oh no, Dustin!
That was Dustin. He had such an amazing start of the race, but now he has lost everything and more. I'm not quite sure what these drivers are, why they're making so many mistakes as the race is now closer than ever to being finished. They really should try and minimize those so they can challenge for that sweet win. The sweet win currently being just sworn over by Jerry on the first place. That is some great stuff to see. Did Wiseye make a mistake? No, he's just in the pit lane going from hards to mediums. So that's the strategy for Wiseye as well, as we can see on our screens. Getting out of the pit lane then. Let's have a look at what happened to Justin. It wasn't Dustin, sorry, Dustin. But yeah, Beastiva coming out of the pits. There we go. Dustin has flipped on that sausage curb. That sausage curb has cut out so many drivers this race, and it's a shame to see that happen to Dustin as well. Once again, he had a great race start, but that has not translated, unfortunately, into this race, and yeah, not good news for him at all.
No, and look at that gap between Jerry Paco and Auto Hybrid. A top 3 that you might have not expected. Jerry Paco leads from Auto Hybrid and Steve, but Auto Hybrid is into the pits. I'm pretty sure he pitted from softs to softs. Is he going to do it again? Yes, he is. Auto Hybrid onto another compound of softs, and Beast of It is now up to 4th. 1 second, almost 2 seconds behind Wiseye. Now, this might be the closest the championship leaders will get for the rest of the race. But of course, they might not even be the championship leaders after this race. Jerry Paco has done incredible, and so has Steve. This is, well, we don't know who's going to win. Well, actually, we might know who's going to win. But all we do know for now is that it is going to be a very good fight till the end, whether it's for the win or for a point. This is going to be a great race to watch with 10 laps to go. And you can all watch it live on Row Arthur's YouTube channel. And if you want to see more like this every week, you can just go and hit that subscribe button for more content, whether it's videos or live streams. You will enjoy it. I guarantee that.
Thank you very much, Kian, right there. I will make sure to try and get you on for the next couple of races as well. Maybe we can have you on that commentary box a bit more commonly. But that's something for another day. But as we can see, Wiseye has now passed Steve. As we saw Wiseye a few laps ago, he has pitted for a new set of tires, and looks like that has given him just a bit of pace. Yeah, so he's now ahead of Steve, as we can see. But something that's very unusual and something that we've seen all race around is that when the drivers overtake, they tend to get around 2 to 5 seconds of a gap, which is something I've not actually seen before. The drivers usually tend to stick within a tenth or two. But yeah, very, very strange to see that. So Wiseye is now ahead, as we said. The gap to Jerry has actually come down a little bit. Has Jerry pitted? I'm not quite sure. We'll find out in a few moments. He seems to be on the medium tire compound. Maybe he did pit. I'm not quite sure. Was he on the hards in the very beginning? Let's actually, shall we have a look? Can we have a look?
Let me investigate for
Go
a
ahead,
sec.
yeah. Kian, yeah, he was on the hards.
Maybe.
I'm sorry. So he did pit. That's why the gap has come down. He's now on the mediums. The investigation was successful by Agent Kian and Row Arthur. So yeah, he's now sitting pretty. That's the first time I've ever used that. Wow. Yeah, so he's now sitting pretty on those leading positions. Shall we go ahead and see what's going on behind him? Looks like Steve has lost a bit of time to Wiseye. Wiseye managing it beautifully. Hopefully he doesn't get caught out by another sausage curb. Since Jerry is so quick, he should probably look into league racing, because I don't think we've ever heard of him before, have we?
Well, he's made some appearances in PARC, but he hasn't done that much. He hasn't been very notable. Well, until now, because with a few laps to go, about 6, he is leading the race. For how long, we don't know. I think Wiseye's just rounding that final corner now. 7 seconds is the gap between Wiseye and Jerry Paco. And it's still all to play for. If Wiseye can just manage to find 1 second every lap, well, that would be enough for Wiseye to potentially win this race.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that he will be actually able to do that, because Jerry has been showing such incredible pace all around this race. Not quite sure that he will be able to just shave off a second per lap. Also, the fastest lap currently is done by Moto. Actually, he did it last lap. So Moto is probably on soft tire comp. Where is Moto actually? I can't really see him. Yeah, in P8. So he's on the softs. He has just set the fastest lap. Where is Knee? Knee's down in 11th as well, up on the mediums. Was it Knee or Auto Hybrid with the two-stopper? It was Auto, right? Yeah, Auto is up into the P5 with the soft tire compound. Not quite sure that this is the result that he expected. But yeah, quite strange to see someone going for a two-stopper. Gap doesn't seem to be coming down that much to top 4. Yeah, I'm not sure that this is what he would have wanted. We'll find out probably after the race on our Discord server. Make sure to join that as well in the description. So many great segues in this live stream by Kian and I. But yeah, Dustin right behind Otto. The closest fight we currently have ongoing is between Steve and Beastiva, who are fairly close to each other. But yeah, let's have a look actually a bit further down the field. We have Knee challenging Poco, is it? For yet a few more points on the mediums. Is Knee, Poco is on the softs. So yeah, let's see how that turns up.
Yeah, Knee on the media. He's in 10th. He's not doing that well. I'm pretty sure for 10th you only get 1 singular point, if I'm right. So for Knee, it's not been that great. For Jerry Paco, it's been awesome. There's a car the wrong way round on the start-finish straight. Don't know what that's about. But here's Knee. He is fighting, I think, SRB. Yes, he is. This is the fight for one singular point. And SRB, I think, has lost that fight. Nee is... What happened? Nee's all of a sudden miles ahead. You can't really see that much on the timing board, but look at the gap.
Yeah,
all of a sudden, whatever's happened, Nee is either a god or SRB's made a massive mistake that we haven't seen. Don't know what's happening, but the gap is now 4 seconds, so it can't be good for SRB.
Yeah, something I also want to point out is that Chris Boy, currently in the chat saying, I'm just a little bit late. Yeah, just a little bit, like an hour's worth of late, but we'll excuse that. Chris was also a championship contender last season. If he didn't end the final round, he could probably have snatched that championship from Nee, but all unfortunate around for him. He is late for this race, so he will not be taking part. Obviously, a couple of laps to go. But yeah, this looks like to be the final finishing few positions. Jerry, unstoppable. Absolutely unstoppable this race. Fastest lap goes to Moto for the time being, 49.4 set by Moto there. Almost like a qualifying lap. Actually, yeah, almost like a qualifying lap. So yeah, Jerry just, as we said before, sits pretty on that first position. What a great race by Jerry. We'll come back to him towards the end. Let's have the final team radio of this race with Ratapato. We should be hearing from him in just a few moments. Ratapato, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Yeah, so once again, this race was not really great for you, was it?
Nah, it wasn't. I want to park the car and just go to the paddock and have something.
Have something to drink, right?
Yeah, a drink or something, because this is pure torture since the start.
Yeah, so...
Or you could...
Go ahead.
Or you could go to your yacht and have a beer like Kimi Räikkönen
That's exactly
did.
what I was thinking, Kian, as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that, but the problem is there is no water bodies close to Indianapolis.
Yeah. Anyways, Rata, we're sorry that this race ended up terribly for you. We'll be talking soon.
Yeah, I'm a probably just park the car and go.
Yeah, we'll be talking soon, Rata. Thanks once again for being on the team radios. I also want to thank Mr. Kian for being in, for just stepping up when I asked him to. Obviously, he will be compensated. That's nothing to joke about. But yeah, we're just spectating over Jerry right now. Let's have a look. But there is one final battle to be won here with Steve and Bistiva, who will finish ahead of each other. It's still left to be seen. But that Ferrari no rear wing, what is that about? I'm not quite sure. But yeah,
Steve's lost a bit of time.
Yeah.
Steve's lost a tiny bit of time into those first few corners. And I think this battle has been won by Bistiva.
Yep. Looks like Steve has actually kind of lost a bit of time on that hard compound tire. Bistiva on the mediums. That's probably the best strategy that everyone should have followed around, as Otto also followed the soft strategy. But there you go. You have your race winner. We have, for the very first time ever, Jerry crosses that finish line, and that is the checkered flag for you. What an absolutely incredible race pulled by Jerry there. Second is Wise Eye. It looked like it was going to be an easy win for him, but it really wasn't, as Jerry just stepped up the final couple of laps. Well, not the final couple of laps, from I think half the race. He just stepped up. He just put the laps in, qualifying lap after qualifying lap. He just made sure that he just won this race, and he did by a massive gap. In P3, Bistiva, it looked like it was going to be a race win for him as well, but he didn't manage in the opening few laps. Sorry for him, but that's the top three rounded up. In P4, we have Otto. All right result. He went for a two-stopper, which I've not seen anyone do in Project Apex before, but there you go. There you have it. In P5, we have Steve. Also looked like he could have challenged for that race win, but that did not end well for him. Moto did not look too great from the very beginning. P6, I'm sure that he'll take it. Very competitive grid all around this time. In P7, Dustin, he also had a great start, but didn't round it off well. In P8, Poco. In P9, Sloko. And in P10, Nee, who is not allowed to be spectated, but don't mind the leaderboard. Sloko is just finishing off. And that's your top 10. Fastest point award goes to Moto. Pole lap award goes to Wise Eye. And that is all your points winners, Kian.
It was a great race. Less crashes than I thought were going to happen. But in the Paco managed to just snatch that victory. It wasn't a very interesting victory. He was just consistent every lap. He did a great job. One man that I was a bit disappointed about was Moto, who didn't really do much in this race, wasn't very consistent. Sure, he got that fastest lap in the end, but he also, position-wise, wasn't very impressive.
Yep. Before we finish off, I want to say really quickly, let's get the intermission graphic out of the way as I search for that. I just want to say really quickly, thanks to Invorks and World of Cups for making all of this possible. Thanks to Project Apex as well for making sure that we have a prize pool. And this was Indianapolis, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for joining. Thanks to Kian for joining alongside me. I will go ahead and reveal what the next round is in a couple of seconds. I hope you guys are excited because I am. Next round, ladies and gentlemen, is Silverstone. Oh, sorry. How could I butcher that? It's Zandvoort. So yeah, bumpy mess. It's gonna be really, really exciting to see who can come out on top. But yeah, round 3 gonna be Zandvoort. Probably next week if I don't die, don't get sick, an earthquake doesn't strike Greece, and my building just collapses on me. We'll have to wait and see. But thanks again, Kian.
Unlike the Baltimore Bridge.
Yep. We'll just I'll just do the stream when I'm under concrete, I guess. But yeah, Kian, thanks once again for stepping up, joining for this race. It was a big, big pleasure to have you alongside me. Hopefully we can do this again soon. Anything you want to say before we end it off?
The only thing I want to say is you might not have an earthquake over in Greece, but if the bumps on Zandvoort are still as bad as before, there might be an earthquake, or it might feel like an earthquake for the drivers next week.
Absolutely. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. But thank you everybody for joining once again. Thanks to Kian for stepping up, and we will catch you probably next week, as Kian said. If there is no earthquake, hopefully there is none, and we'll just see you next week in Zandvoort. Till then, do stay safe, and bye bye, guys. The knee. Oh, massive mistake by the knee. As they're both really, really good. Oh, yep, both of those drivers actually. Both of those drivers.
Oh, they're going side by side. G-Force, they're going side by side. The thing about this calendar.
Oh no! No, Beast is out. No, he's not out, but he has had a massive mistake. Oh, he crashes in the pit lane entry. What was that by mistake?